see. All the way to... yeah, Cheston, take it away while I get this all sorted out, please.
Yeah, of course. Look, the players are still setting up the game. I can't quite tell who's decided to go first or second. Looks like looks like they're trying to figure out the whole some camera sort of setup. Looks like Sirius is going first.
Almost done. And
representing.
All right, cool. We've got to go.
Representing his classic sleeves that we saw from the offline regionals. I wonder how much his deck has really changed since then.
Well, I was looking at OP13, OP13 decks with Zoro. They've taken out Mihawk. The 8-cost Mihawk. They replaced they replaced it with the 6-cost lore instead, so it's a bit more aggressive. So basically, ideally you want to be going first with Zoro, but going second and going up to the 6th on turn is actually not bad because you can get 2 bodies from it. You can go into lore, bounce back a searcher, put out Tashigi, he comes as rested, and then you take full effect of the Tashigi on playability as well as the leader ability.
Yeah, fair enough. Whoa.
Shit, here you go. We can't do much about the camera angle. We have to work with what we have, unfortunately, ladies and gents. So yeah,
Sirius is just going really wide. He's got 3 bodies on board with just 1 plate. That must be from the Mihawk.
Yeah, so going first with Zoro is so beneficial, and especially in this meta. You play 3 for Mihawk, then you play the Zoro, which basically lets you restand 2 Don and then onto the Oceania. So yeah, great 3 Don turn. So he'll be able to do swing probably 3 swings, potential 4 swings if he manages to get the Tashigi on board.
What's crazy is that the other Zoro is playing the old Zoro from the Learn to Play blocks, which is a really good sort of introduction sort of set. But he's also got 3 Surgeons on board. I wonder if Sirius is going to capitalize on that, because that Hiyori is rested, and that's a juicy target for him.
Yeah, so due to the fact that he's going to be on 5 Don, playing the Tashigi will be the ideal play here. So he doesn't have to do any Don investment onto the Mihawk for it to swing into the Hiyori, which is, exactly what he's going to do. He's going to probably go for a 5-5 and then up. So, he gets probably Cavendish instead. So restands 2 Don and basically might go 6-6 for this one.
Yeah, I think he definitely wants to. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do in the mirror with Zoro. I imagine you just want to aggro down the other one as fast as you can. He counters out the opposing player counters out with the Mihawk, which is a 2k counter.
Okay. Ideally, so yeah, going first is very crucial. So the dice roll is so important, especially in regards to the mirror. Like we can see the massive differentiation between the 2 Zoro. Sirius on the 3rd Don play manages to get 3 bodies on the field, and look at our Zoro on our player 1 Zoro. Maybe having 6 Don turns. He may be on 6 Don, but look at his field presence. It only has 2 of the Peronas there, which can't actually do much unless you do some Don investment. Maybe he might be able to swing into the Mihawk, but decides to play the 6-cost Lord that I was talking about into the Tashigi. Attach 3 rested Don onto your Zoro, and then we'll be swinging 8 into the Mihawk and then straight into face.
Yeah, that Tashigi is definitely going to help a lot in terms of the opposing Zoro player to establish and retain the board deck, because he didn't play Cavendish. That Trafalgar Law is not a blocker just yet, because you need to have 1 or less life, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, yeah.
So he's just going to use it as a body for the time being.
Yeah, and as we can see here, his Tashigi target is actually the Koshiro instead, so swinging 2,000 into the... Yeah, swing 2,000 into the Koshiro, uses a Tashigi to counter up to 3,000. So Zoro, the player 1 Zoro has a decision to make: either swing into the blocker or even the Mihawk for the initial effect, and then swing into base.
Yeah, it's
And Tashigi needs to be rested as well. That is correct. The Tashigi needs to become as rested.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so it looks like the player one Zoro is just trying to tie up the board a little bit.
Yeah.
Sirius just took 1 life.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna unmute myself and then tell these guys that the Tashigi needs to be rested. Okay, just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Hey guys, sorry to bother you. The Tashigi has to come in rested, by the way, Andy.
Oh, sorry. Yep,
Yeah.
my bad.
All right, cool. Sorry,
Yep.
back to casting. Continue on.
Yep.
All right, there's okay. Being a judge and a caster at the same time, gotta love it. Okay.
Hey man, you clearly you know your stuff, man. It's a good thing that you got your watchful eye on it.
Yep. Now let's see. He's on 7 Dawn now, so he can possibly go for the following: either go for the lore and put in the Tashigi, doing the Tashigi combo, or he could probably just go into a 5 cost into another additional 2 cost blocker.
One is definitely far more defensive than the other. It really just depends if he's got the Tashigi,
Yeah.
and hopefully he does.
Well, I think if he does have the Tashigi in hand, he would be able to, because I feel like the less bodies on the field that player 1 Zoro has, the more of a position that Sirius is going to just display, not just from a board presence, but also from an aggression. So let's see. The Zoro player 1 has roughly around 6 or 5 cards in hand. With no active Dawn, he does have maybe the 0 cost event as well available. But we do know that Zoro, from the top of my head, I'm pretty sure they run 12, like the generic 12 2K. So they have the Shiki. Some of them run the Kawamatsu as a 2K counter as well. And also, I'm just trying to think from the top of my head, what else is another 2K counter? The Ankh. The grandpa, yeah.
So Sirius is clearly thinking out if he can what's the maximum amount of damage he can deal at this point in time, because we're getting towards the tail end of the game, and really when the 3 cost event restand is really sort of coming up into play. Player 1 Zoro still has 4 life compared to Sirius's 3, so they're still fairly comparable in that regard.
Yeah.
5K Zoro at face.
I was thinking that he would probably need to play a card from hand first to take full effect of the Cavendish, so then he can be able to restand 2 Dawn. So ideally, he will try to get himself like a Koshiro as a 2K block, or even 2 searches if that's possible right now. I think he's just, like you said before, he's just going to go for the full aggression at this point. Just putting his 3 Dawn aside, so maybe he could probably go for a restand, so swing 9 into the Tashigi, and then, no, he decides to go 10 into... Oh.
Nope.
A lot of decisions here. Oh, yeah, 10. 10 into the Tashigi first to just try to mill out at least 2 cards from hand. So he needs to go up to 11, and Tashigi goes restanding the leader. Or no, just goes 7 into lead first. Not using the leader ability as of yet.
Interesting. Oh, there he goes. He's just leaving it rested.
Yep.
Oh, and then going into face again.
Yeah.
So within that one turn, the tides have already changed. It's a shame that the Tashigi couldn't stay on player 1's board, because that was definitely helping him, to keep a board presence. A law actually is still not a block yet, and a Perona Searcher, it really isn't helping the player 1 player 1 Zoro really hard to fight back from this point. Both players seem to have fairly healthy kind of hands, both comparable sort of life, but the board state for Sirius is much stronger.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see, because I know that some Zoro players actually, they don't eliminate 8 cost Mihawk completely out of the picture when it comes to the Zoro decks. Usually they just run maybe minimum 2 at least. I've seen some, because I feel that playing the 6 cost law not only becomes it's good for the aggression. However, like you said before, you need to be on 1 lap to have the effect being online. Now he does get himself a Tashigi, rests the he attaches 3 Dawn. Who did he rest in blocker? That's right, 8 into the Cavendish. And a 2000 into the Koshiro.
I mean, it just helps to get rid of a pesky blocker if you don't have a dead man's game and just want to get rid of stuff on the board so that he has an easier time swinging. And the Kyosho does go down. That's fine. The Kuina is definitely going to be a pivotal card. Looks like he's resting it to use its ability.
Oh, he's already used the ability. Because,
sorry.
Yeah, so he just forgot to unrest it. Definitely have to, yeah. So sometimes we tend to forget that, despite us playing the game for so long, reading the card explains the card. Yeah, like I even forget. Like it is a especially being on stream as well. The nerves do get to you, so some mistakes will end up slipping. But we're here to catch that. We're gonna go 10 into the Cavendish. Decides to let it go, resend, and returning the favor back to Sirius, so another 10 into lead.
So let's see what Sirius does now. I always assumed Zoro would be a battle of leaders versus leaders, and really just swinging back and forth, kind of like a Voltron style sort of thing. But I feel that the deck has kind of changed into I need to hold on to board and get as many swings as I can, sort of type battle where your battle really rests on your Kuinas and your Tashigis to be your winning aces. Unfortunately the Cavendish has gone down for Sirius, but as I mentioned before, the player one's board is 2 searches and a Kuina plus a Trafalgar Law.
Yeah.
So in terms of threat wise, there's too much Don investment needed for them to be viable attackers unless Sirius plays more small characters on board. So let's see what Sirius does here.
With the being more later into the game, Sirius does need to see more of his restand events for Zoro, because from what I can see, let's see, he's setting up with he's got 9 Don available. What possible cards can Sirius play in this situation? I'm just trying to think, maybe another Tashigi with to set up a he'll be a 5, attach 3 onto Zoro, so 2 Don left up open. He will need to use his Zoro, forecast Zoro, to swing into that Queena, because it's too much value. Thank goodness the 6-cost law is not a blocker as of yet, because we can see that the player is still on 2 Don. 2 life.
Is that 6k you reckon is going Kuina, or is it going into Zoro?
I would assume that it would be going to Zoro, yeah. So it gets the Apu. The Apu is really so Scratchman Apu. He plays the Apu, bounces it back to play the. I'm just confused on the sequencing here, because I'm assuming that he plays the Apu first, then he plays the Lord to bounce back the Apu. So that's what he did. He played the Apu first. He needs to slow down on his sequencing. Plays the Apu, bounces it back using the 6-drop Law, plays the Cavendish, and then basically swings. What does that Apu do? Is that the 2? It KOs?
Rest up to one of your opponents, cost 2 or less. Is that it? Is that the one?
Apu, yeah, rest up to 2 or less. So I'm assuming that he rested the Perona.
Yeah, quite possibly. There are a few Scratchman Apus right now, so it's a little confusing. And that looks like to be the alt art as well, the winner one.
Yeah. Now just gonna change the Zoro makeup. There you go.
I feel like Sirius's board is back to the way it was just before, just on the turn before. And notice Sirius hasn't seen a Tashigi all game.
Yeah, don't know. Maybe it's just, well, in saying that, let's just ask ourselves a question: How many searches did Sirius use? Really? Yeah.
That's an even better question. So Sirius is playing with whatever he got. Maybe he thought his opening hand was pretty great. Didn't need a mulligan. I guess he may have needed to.
Yeah. Sirius and player 1 Zoro seem to. Player 1 seems to be having more cards in hand. Just trying to think. At this point, you will Sirius does have the advantage due to the fact that he has the Cavendish, a 5, a 6, and a 6 swing potentially. The blocker is now online for player 1, Zoro. The question is, does Zero and the Sirius actually have the event cards in hand? It's really unlucky for him to not get any searches as of right now.
Yeah. Player 1 Zoro is clearly quite deep in thought to figure out what can he do with the cards that he's got in his hand. As you mentioned before, Sirius has a far more offensive oriented sort of board, and it's like, while the searching has been very useful for player 1, but he hasn't really materially turned it into anything. Looks like that's 9k. I'm going to assume into Cavendish. Yes, it is. Cavendish goes down. Obviously, the Zoro restands to harvest leader ability.
It's concerning for Sirius as well right now because he doesn't have any Dawn open, so he will have to take that life. Green is very notorious for bricking. Hopefully he does have the 0 cost counter, and actually, if he actually plays it at this point. He does have the restand Zoro. He uses the leader ability already, so he's using the restand Zoro ability to go for another 9k at swing.
This is getting dicey. This is getting dicey. He can play another. He can swing again. Looks like they've got a bit of a. They just.
I think it's because did the Zoro player use the leader ability to activate itself again? Okay, wait, hold on. He already called out the swing though.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about this sequence of events. So is he saying take it back or something?
So originally he had 3 Dawn as active. I'm just slightly confused in regards to what's going on. Probably might need to get a judge called in, unless the players are just figuring it out now.
Seems like they're playing on as normal, so I think we're all okay. But I'm just trying to figure out what just happened.
Because he did play the restand.
Yes, I did see that.
He played the restand, but the thing is, the restand was swinging for 9. He just added an additional Dawn. I'm assuming he's swinging 10 into lead because he then is using the leader ability. I would assume. Yes. I would assume so. Let's see. Wait, I'm just thinking because he swung into the Cavendish first, then used the leader ability. Once he used the leader ability, he restored swung 9 into lead. Then he decided to play the restand event.
All right. So it looks like they're calling it a head judge.
Yeah.
What the dealio is.
Okay. So there was 4 Dawn attached to it, but now there's 5 Dawn attached to it. There was 5 Dawn originally because I remember there was 3 Dawn as active. There was 3 Dawn that was active on the side, on the top right.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused as to what player 1 was sort of thinking to do.
I'm not sure. I don't want to, because I'm a caster first and a judge second. I can possibly, I don't want to jump in and.
No, look. I'm sure they'll sort it out. But I'm more curious for the viewers watching at home or wherever you may be, to understand what's going on, because we can't hear the audio.
Yeah.
We can't hear the discussion that's happening at this point in time.
It's you have to be under for the people that are watching at home, really try to be under the player's shoes, in the player's shoes, due to the fact that 1, we are in round 7 right now and both are undefeated. Secondly, you're on stream, so nerves will get to you and people will often you might not, if you've never been on stream before, you are also cautious of slipping up and also thinking of what other people would say. But you just have to be more understanding to the players on stream. Some of these players actually are brand new, so they're still right now they're actually still discussing what's happening. If anyone can please, he didn't declare. That's the thing. He didn't declare a Dawn. He swung 9 into lead for both swings. So into the Cavendish 9, into the leader 9, and then it was another swing, but then he attached one Don when the swung already went. So if you, it's a very tricky. So if anyone in chat can kind of rewind and watch the replay, it would be good to get a bit of clarity here. He tapped the leader because this, as a judge, if especially in a tournament setting, if you declared an attack already, and it's already rested, you can't change your mind and attach an additional Don onto it. You can't do that because you've already declared the attack. You've let go of the card as it's already in the rest position. So it's you have to be very careful in the way you just attach Don and when you declare your attacks.
Yeah, I do feel like when we were at the regionals, Jacob, the head judge there, sort of indicated like chess rules was the way to go, and I can see the understanding behind it. Right, once you've let go, you've I guess informed your intent of what's going on, then that's it, right?
Yeah. That is correct. It's like more of like he said it as chess rules. I think of more of those Jenga rules. When you're playing Jenga, you touch that block. That's a block that you have to take out of the tower. So you can't take backsies.
Yeah, for sure. We're down. Sirius is on his turn now. He's got 10 Don. He finds a Piranha Searcher for the first time, I think, in this game.
Yes. And he gets for the top 5. Now he's just contemplating. He really needs to see his events at this point. There's 2 cards. Well, not even an event. Maybe a Dead Man's Game would be very helpful here. Because he has an additional body. He has 2 additional bodies.
Definitely could be a time where Sirius could close out the game right now.
So if he gets a Dead Man's Game, the player 1, I think he has 4 cards in hand with no active Don. He will be open up to 6. Probably go for a 7-7-8.
Could be the play because I mean, I don't know if Sirius can survive the next. Oh, okay, Meathawk.
I think he's got. Yeah, he needs to start stocking up on 2k counters. He might not even swing with that 6 costs law, just so he can get an additional thing. So, but at the same time, like as if I was versing in a Zoro mirror, man, I would be actually quite paranoid due to the fact that, man, when is this Dead Man's Game going to be? Is it around the corner? Is it at the bottom of the deck? We will never know. He decides to go for another searcher. It's like his searchers have just, arrived to the party, but the party's already over. That's the second searcher they were seeing, yeah.
Or he's just been holding them in his hand, which is entirely possible, right? Because if he doesn't need to use them, what's the point of using them? Because in a mirror matchup, any of those searches, especially the Hiyori that gets rested, is definitely like a free swing target for the Zoro, and you don't want to give your opposing Zoro any opportunity to attack any of the characters, because it just makes them restand all over again.
Let's see, he's got 7 Don remaining. I'm just trying to think. Is he's still contemplating on what to actually bring out. I think he might have a 1-cost event available. Probably a Dead Man's Game or even a Paradise Waterfall.
Very curious to see if Paradise Waterfall made the cut. Oh, Tashiki.
Okay, cool.
So where's Tashiki going to go though? So he's got 5 set aside. He's definitely thinking about it. Probably will he play the Tashigi swing into Kyoshiro so that he's able to crack back this turn?
Well, he can actually swing into the lore if he wants to, because the lore is a original 6 cost, and Tashigi can rest a 6 cost or less.
But swinging him into the Kyoshiro is much easier. But I guess obviously you're right. The Trafalgar Law is a much more threatening target because it's pretty big.
With 2 active Don remaining, let's see if Sirius can get out of this. I've seen him in very difficult situations in the past and manages to clutch into it. It's as if he's got a secret RNG. The RNG just comes in clutch. We've seen multiple situations where he just needs to get 1k over and he just manages to get it, whether it be an event or even just a last 2k counter in life.
For sure. So he did rest the Kyoshiro. Will he? I'm going to assume that Zoro is going to swing into the Kyoshiro. Wow, 9k. Nope, maybe not. I stand corrected. Still thinking about it. 8k into Kyoshiro. Yeah, he's gonna. Player one is gonna let it through. Andy restands the Zoro going where?
It's most likely into lead because it has to be linked.
Has to be right. Sorry.
Now, I saw a little glimpse of player one's hand. He does have an additional restand event there. So that's something that Sirius has to be mindful of, especially just having one blocker on the field.
Oh, okay. Oh, player one takes the life. Passes turn.
I'm just trying to think. He has 2 Dawn up. Most likely, dare I say, he has 2 Deadmans.
That would be crazy.
Or he might have Paradise Waterfall being able to restand that law once more.
Sure. It would be interesting to see what he's got here because, yeah, Sirius, they're both in a very similar sort of position. I feel like player one has to close out the game now because otherwise Sirius's crackback is, the clapback is going to be immense. Now, wonder what player one is going to do. Sirius also has what looks like to be 5-6 cards at hand, so fairly healthy hand size. Fairly healthy.
Now, what I'm trying to think is player one going to risk it for the biscuit and swing with his law blocker? Because not only is it able to be rested by the Tashigi, but also I feel that this might be the last turn that player one might need to, that player one might have.
Yeah. You're entirely right. Both players are on the brink of where the game will swing in in either one of their favors because this is definitely the turning point. Both boards are, definitely one is much scarier than the other, but let's see what player one can do. Perona's going to go into Hiyori, I'm going to assume. Yep. So she cannot be left alive, unfortunately. That seems like an easy choice to make. Now, what will player one do?
This is the be-all and end-all at this point because, I'm just trying to think. If he has the 3, I'll assume that he has 1, 2, 4 or 5 cards in hand, one of them being a brick. Well, knowing green, there might be 2 or 3 cards that are going to be bricks. But he decides to go for a 9k swing into lead.
So this could be 2 more restand events. Nope. If that's the case, that's 2 more 9k swings, and maybe a cheeky 6 from the blocker law. Or just 2 more 9k swings.
Now, Sirius decides to take life because he doesn't want to get that leader ability active. Because if it were to block, then it'll be an additional swing, and taking life is actually, it's kind of scary in this situation. Let's see if Sirius can clutch this somehow. Or even the player one. Maybe, can you imagine if he just out of nowhere reveals a Deadman's?
Look, entirely possible. Okay, no. He is equally scared and concerned as well. Both players trying to go defensive by the looks of things.
Yeah, for the people that don't know at home what that Zoro does, it's a new blocker. So what it does, it's a 4-cost blocker with a plus 2000 counter. So during your opponent's turn, if this character would be rested by your opponent's effect, you can actually rest another card instead, which is a great matchup for Zoro, because if you were to rest, you could actually rest one of your chump searches instead rather than any potential blockers. So having the 4-cost Zoro side by side is having the 4-cost Zoro side by side with another blocker. It's really great. It's a great counter to not just Tashigi or even Deadman's. I'm just gonna look at the wording of this. You may rest you may rest one of your. Okay, I thought it was gonna because I thought it was like one of those effects where similar to like Rosinante. If the
Deadman's.
Oh, there's Deadman's. Here we go. Rest and rest. There's. Okay. Here we go. Sirius needs to end this now, but the question is, how is he going to end this? he needs. Let's just do the math here. Dare I say that he does a bit? Do you reckon he would be that desperate to swing into the? Yeah, he'll swing 6 into lead with 2 cards remaining. One of them has to be a
2K counter.
2K counter. All right. Oh, he decides to block. Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's revealed. That's oh no, he's got 3 cards in hand, so that's kind of revealing.
Okay. He's deciding to. He just goes what? Yep.
15.
15 into lead.
Yeah, and then 15 again.
Yep. 15 again and GG.
Oh,
Wow. There we go.
Sirius takes it. Congratulations, Sirius. Very, very tough game. I feel like player 1 got a lot of cards that he needed through the searches, but yeah, didn't establish board as well as Sirius could and as consistent, and that's really what the downfall was there.
And also, just I feel that the advantage of the going second